everybody, my name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gents, welcome back to a brand new LEGO DC Supervillains video, and today it is going to be a doozy. It is going to be a good one because we are going to be putting together the rival from the Flash Season 3 TV show. So this is one of the character designs that many of you guys have been asking for me to design for quite a while now, but I obviously took a bit of a break after we built so many Flash designs. I was like, okay, let's take a bit of a breather here from all these Flash designs, but so many of you guys have wanted to see this design, so I'm going to go on ahead and do my very best at putting it together. Now, of course, like always, guys, do not forget, if you enjoyed today's video, there is a very simple challenge at hand, and that is to go on ahead and reach 1,000 likes. If you're a fan of the Flash TV show, hit that like button and let me know what is the best villain from the Flash TV show down in the comment section below. Again, pure villain, not somebody who's like wishy-washy and like, oh, well, they were kind of a villain, but then they became good and vice versa. A pure villain from the show. So with that in mind, let's get rocking and let's get a rolling. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the weapons, because obviously this guy, just like most of the Flash characters, does not use any type of weapons. So we do not need the axe that we had equipped before to the Link skin that we designed from Fortnite. Now, the other step that we need to adjust is actually go down here and change the name. We're going to call him The Rival, just so it's a little bit more clear. So we're going to go on ahead and spell that out. There we go. Brilliant. And we're obviously going to put him onto the villain status. Now, the cool thing is that for the villain side of things, I'm wondering, where should we place him? There's quite a few possibilities here. Atlanteans, Darkseid, Birds of Prey, Injustice Gang, or the Rogues Gallery. Probably the Rogues Gallery, since he is a villain of the Flash, so it seems a little bit appropriate. Now, with that in mind, now we get to designing the costume and the entire look of the character. So the cool thing about this design is that he is predominantly a black and orange kind of look. He's almost looking like lava that's like melted, but then some of it has already hardened up. Like, that's kind of the look. He does have sort of like a leather jacket kind of thing going on as well. So we're going to need to worry about that as we continue to design as well. So let's start with, I guess, the gloves, since that's an easy component. We're going to design those to be just a dark black like that. Now, for the arms, I'd love to have something that was predominantly black, but if possible, a little bit of orange highlights in there so that we kind of emulate that lava-like look that the costume has. That's sort of what we're going to try to go for. I'm not sure if we'll be able to find something that's relatively similar to that. That's kind of a cool look, but obviously not something that we could use for this design, so it wouldn't really apply here. Let's continue scrolling. Again, trying to pay attention here to anything that has some sort of like orange colors in it, which unfortunately there aren't really many options, which kind of stinks. I don't really understand how there aren't more elements that have orange in them. Sort of surprised by that, to be quite honest. Even other colored costumes, like even if it's something like green like this, if we could recolor it to be black, of course, that actually works kind of well, because it's got the kind of highlights with the darker black on the gloves or on the shirt, so that might work. What about this? That's kind of an interesting look as well. The Orion arms there. Again, something like this would not work because it's just too much orange. Clearly, it's like a block of orange instead of some highlights of orange, which is what we would have gone for. Yeah, that's not going to work either. I'm just going to scroll through just to be certain. Yeah, that's a little too much again. Although it could have looked maybe cool, I just think it's a bit much. Now, that is interesting, because that has a little bit of orange and a little bit of highlights, so I think that that's the best one so far. So that's kind of cool. I'm happy that we found that one. Ooh, what about this? Or is that too yellow? Yeah, it's gold, really. Yeah, that does not work. Okay, let's stick with the heat wave arms. For now, I'm going to scroll through just to be certain that there isn't a better option, and there's not. Okay, so that's what we're going to stick with, is that look right there. Now, of course, don't forget, guys, if you, let's say, design the suit yourself and you do a better job, or you think you've done a better job, hey, I'd accept the challenge. So don't forget to share your images over on Instagram, hashtag Blitzwinger, hashtag LEGO Customs, and of course, you could send that also over on Twitter. So I'd definitely love to see your designs. Okay, so let's carry on. We got the leg side of things going right now. Again, if we can, a little bit of orange would be awesome. If not, then we're going to go with a predominantly kind of a black look. Kind of, sort of like the, I think it's kind of supposed to be like leather pants in the show. I'm not really sure. Because again, unfortunately, I'm not caught up with the show. Ooh. And that legitimately looks awesome. He does not have orange boots, but I think introducing a little bit of that orange into the suit just looks really, really awesome. So I'm a fan of the Heatwave leg piece for this one as well. We'll see if there's some better, though. Again, something like this I think might be a bit more accurate, but I think the Heatwave look will give us a far cooler result at the end of this thing. Oh man, if this was orange instead of the yellow there, we could have really made some work with that design. That would have looked probably pretty legit. I think something like this could look kind of cool too. The Flash TV show leg pieces. That kind of works, but again, we're trying to go for an orange versus the yellow design here. So I think we're going to go with the Heatwave look. Something like this probably has, yeah, this would have way too much orange, you see? And of course, it's kind of a shorts look instead of, or like maybe it's a skirt. I'm not sure what they were going with there, but either way, it's not something that's going to work for us. All right, we're going to keep the hip piece the way it is because it's just colored black, so kind of works. You could, if you want, I guess, like include a belt buckle, or maybe include even something like this to kind of bring a little bit of orange into that design as well. But I think his belt buckle is predominantly like dark black or gray. So maybe something like that. I think that works. There we go. Okay, sweet. So far, so good. Now we get to the more difficult components, which is the torso and, of course, the headpiece. Those are going to be the most crucial components to get right here. So, for the torso, we have a lot of options. We have, and really we have a lot of options in several different ways, because we could, of course, use the pre-made torsos we have here, which would look kind of cool. Problem with them, for the most part, would be that they are all a little bit too much of a bright yellow, which stinks. Or, of course, the other option we have is that we could go into body, design something completely custom, like let's say something along these lines, where we recolor this to be orange to bring that sort of look into it. Then we take the wider logo and we turn that orange as well. So I know that the hoodie is kind of in the way here, so let's remove that because I think it's sort of... Oh wait, so that's an attachment. Let's remove that. Wait, what? That was odd. I guess it didn't like register it. There we go. So that's a possibility as well. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm actually kind of a fan of that look. Just because, again, we would bring the proper kind of orange design going. Yes, things like this look a little bit more accurate as far as like, oh, it's a Flash design. But the colors are completely off. And I feel like it becomes a little bit too muddled. This is probably the best one, I would say, out of the three that we have here. The Flash, TV show, or Wally West. You could also take a look at some other variables like this, for example, could possibly work, like the Shazam costume, or maybe if you'd like to try like the reverse Flash look, kind of works, but again, the red is there. That's not really the look we're going for, and I'm trying to get the orange feel going for the rival, because I think that's important to get the colors for the suit correct, or as close as possible. So I think maybe we went with like a little bit too much detail on the muscle, because I think that was like a little too much orange there. But if we went with something like this, I think that is a pretty sweet balance for the suit. Okay, so that's what we're going to go with the torso. Now we got to determine the face. And the face is, again, one of those things where we have several different options. Because first and foremost, if we want, we can go with a helmet. There is the Flash helmet, where actually there's several recolors. There's Johnny Quick, if we want. And for that, maybe we would go with something like this, let's say. So it's a possibility. It's not really a great one, but it is available. We could go with... Ooh, I'm actually kind of curious. What would that look like? The Orm helmet? Whoa. That looks legitimately awesome. It's not very accurate. If we could have recolored some parts on that, that would have been cool, but unfortunately it's not quite as accurate as we'd like. Or we could use the traditional Flash mask with maybe a little bit of orange brought into it this way, right? And then the key here is to obviously change the actual headpiece or the preset headpiece, because that will really, really bring a lot of differences to this thing. So, interesting. Bronze Tiger has kind of glowing orange eyes, but not really too accurate. Ooh, what about this? Now that looks very interesting because he does have this really menacing expression, so it kind of works. I'm sort of a fan of the Deathstorm look. I think that that looks pretty legitimately epic and makes the rival looks terrifying, or look terrifying, I should say. Then we can go on ahead and scroll down, because I do want to see... I know people are going to be wondering, like, hey, what about if you just use a regular Flash face? It's obviously not going to work very well for this design. Oh, a trench creature. Okay, that just looks funny, honestly. But this is the other one that I know people are going to be wondering about, because he does have kind of a zoom-like expression. So I just wanted to, I guess, showcase that as a possibility. And you know what? I think that that might be the way to go, because I think that's just a lot more accurate to the actual show. So that is going to be our look. Now, of course, the other key component here is to nail the design of the other little elements. So we're going to change his health type to orange. We're going to give him a standard health. The voice is, again, one of those things that's up to you. Obviously, we need to give him super speed or super fast mobility, because that is very, very important. Targeting is perfectly good with the Flash design, so I think that works. And then some of the other abilities that we need is, first and foremost, double tap for the jump dash, because that is appropriate for these characters. And then, let's see. We don't need to have any type of scaling. Although, you know what? I will include it just so we could see the suit in a little bit more details. I think it would be cool if we gave him a teleport charge attack. Because, again, all of these characters do teleport, at least to an extent. Especially to the naked eye. There we go. We're going to make it like an orange so that it works really well for that character. Then I don't think we're going to give him any type of beams or anything, but a lunge attack would work well. So like he charges up ahead and is able to defeat his foes that way. And then we're not going to put anything on the circle side of things, because anytime you add too many abilities, it might cancel out other abilities. Skills wise, I'm going to keep it just default, but it's up to you guys obviously as far as which particular abilities you want to include for your character. So, with that in mind, ladies and gents, we are done. We have completed the rival. Let's go on ahead to the beautiful outdoors of Metropolis and take a look at this design, because I'm actually genuinely super stoked with the way that this one turned out. Don't forget, guys, to let me know down in the comment section below what you think of this design, because my good googly moogly. Wait, what? There we go. Look at that design. Like, we nailed it. Seriously. That is a pretty... I mean, I'm kind of fishing for compliments here, but I realistically have to say that is a pretty excellent look. And look how crazy it is that we can literally shrink as we run. Look at that. So then you could have super speed as a giant big fig. How cool is that? So, ladies and gents, I, of course, am looking forward to hearing from you guys. What do you think of this design? Do you like it or do you not? Let me know down in the comments section below. I'm very, very much curious to hear your opinions and thoughts about this particular look for the one and only rival from the Flash Season 3 TV show. Let me know what you guys think. And, of course, like always, have an absolutely fantastic day. I will hopefully catch you guys here on the next one. Peace out. I'll see y'all later. Alligators. Bye-bye, everyone. Hashtag no filter.